Hey there, Dan from Naps Music, Bangor, Maine. Today I had somebody, or yesterday afternoon, I had somebody bring in a French horn that had a rotor that was stuck down, and I mean really stuck. It did not want to move, and we found numerous things. You had to put it back together, take it apart, put it back together, take it apart. And there are some basic tutorials on that people put up on YouTube, but I found that it doesn't cover everything, and I'm hoping that this will help somebody, because I took this right here out by, you had to loosen the back, take that screw out right there in the center of your rotor, and then tap that gently out, and then this bearing will come out in your hand. The problem I had is, of course, first and foremost, is the rotor inside was all green and corroded. So that was problem one. So I'm thinking, aha, I found it. Well, not quite. I put it back in, and and it seemed, and all of a sudden it seemed to be working fine, and then boom, it seized up again. So I took it apart again. I looked it over, and I looked it over, and I looked it over. Well, what I didn't realize, because I don't work on a lot of these, is that this cap right here sits on a shaft, and it's supposed to be able to come off that. Well, that shaft was all green and corroded inside there, and I had a job getting it apart. I had to gently use some rubber tip pliers to kind of grab that and work it off. And when it did come off, I found it was very corroded, and it was binding very, I mean, that was another problem. So now there's two problems addressed. I put it back together again, and I found that there was something else that I didn't realize. I've taken these apart before, but it's been a long, long time. And that is that this right here has to be seated in the right spot. And if it's not seated so it's even, it's still gonna bind. And so you have, most of the time you use a little, like a wooden dowel with a little hole in it, an indent that's big enough to go around that shaft, to set it on there and tap that down in. Well, that got it so it was better, but I was still having a hard time getting it even. And I was like, what have I done wrong? So, but that screw right here, if you got it pretty close, but then I took a screwdriver, and a little bigger screwdriver, and I just tweaked on that, an extra tweak, and that pulled it in the rest of the way. And now it's working fine. But I will warn you about something else. Make sure you don't lose these little rubber bumpers, because they're gonna go into La La Land. So fortunately we're okay with that, but I did lose one, but I made another one, so that worked fine. I hope that's helpful to somebody. I know this is just a real layman's term type of video, but that's what we are. This is Naps Music, Bangor, Maine, 207-947-8888, and hopefully it helps somebody. Here's to the French horn players. Thanks.